President Maithripala Sirisena says no one can conspiratorially establish a government. The president says those who are travelling around the country holding meetings are doing so with the intention of suppressing investigations against corrupt and not to make the party victorious. President Maithripala Sirisena met with the heads of media organizations at President's house in Colombo this morning. During the meeting, the President recalled incidents which occurred under the regime of President Mahinda Rajapaksa.
In early 2014, the Economic Development Minister, established by the then government, travelled to all the districts with public funds. At every meeting and event he attended in every district, none of the public representatives in that district were allowed to take the lead. They were not even entrusted with bringing people to the meetings. None of the representatives received an invitation from him. The district secretaries in each district, Polonnaruwa, Anuradhapura, Galle, were told to gather people at each institution. It was the beginning of an attempt to run a completely bureaucracy-led government. Public representatives were left despondent. They were hurt. Some district leaders boycotted these meetings.
The president also said there is no crisis within the Sri Lanka Freedom Party.
It is not a crisis within the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. There is a confrontation between a cartel of those who were in the party, those who defeated the party, the corrupt, the thugs and the thieves, and a group who represent the party and want to take the vision and principles of the party forward with purity. Dreams of forming a government through conspiracy and splitting this government cannot be fulfilled. There is no way that the composition of parliament can be changed to conspiratorially form a government. If anyone wants to form a government without my willingness or blessings, then they must show 113 seats in parliament. Governments have been toppled in Sri Lanka through parliamentary conspiracy. There have been crossovers of 30, 40, 50 or even 60 members to form governments. But this miracle cannot be accomplished. So they are showing false situations and false political instability, distorting the mentality of officials, inciting fear among officials, claiming that this government cannot move forward and are even telling the people that they are returning. These are the corrupt and the thugs. Why did they hold the Hyde Park rally? Why did they spend money, gather a crowd and hold that rally? They put up the stage in the middle, put chairs for the rest and everyone else was on the road. Was the Hyde Park rally held targeting an election? Was it to organize a party? No. The Hyde Park rally was held for one reason and for one reason only. It was done to intimidate the officials and the people conducting fraud and corruption investigations against those in the former regime, to show the officials that there are people behind them, that they will be coming into government and that this government will be toppled. They are giving them a message saying do not act against us or you will have to face the consequences. This intimidation was the sole motivation behind the Hyde Park rally.
President Maithripala Sirisena also spoke about the media.
Licenses are issued to these organizations in line with the responsibilities under the Telecommunications Regulatory Commission Act. Transmissions made by a certain channel are weakening other channels. When this was investigated, it became evident, and accordingly I spoke to the head of that media organization and said clearly that there is a problem and that the rules and regulations must be followed, and if they are not being followed, then we will have to take action as per the rules and regulations of the Telecommunications Regulatory Commission. So it is media organizations themselves that are complaining that their rights are being infringed by others. That is why I said that this must be fair to all and that there is no legal or moral right for one channel to suppress another and move ahead. That is the real situation.
The president also guaranteed that he would not allow any measures that will lead to the division of the country.
With regard to the North's resolution, in general, provincial councils adopt numerous resolutions. Even in Parliament, since 1947, numerous resolutions have been adopted. So no matter what resolutions are passed by a provincial council, the government will not support any measure that interferes with the independence, sovereignty or territorial integrity of the country.
President Sirisena added that the government had taken steps to grant benefits to the people by minimizing wasteful expenditure.
In February or March, after I was elected president, we discovered that an order had been made for an aeroplane for the president at a cost of 2.5 billion. Funds had been released by the Bank of Ceylon. Sri Lankan Airlines today has only 21 aircraft. There are about 5,000 employees per aircraft. Consider the factors that led to this collapse. In all my overseas visits as president, I have travelled on regular commercial flights. I have never chartered a special flight, be it from Sri Lankan or any other country. I travel on flights which normal people use. But when you consider how aircraft were used in the past for overseas visits, we see that they obtain Sri Lankan aircraft with the most number of seats. They keep the aircraft there for 3, 4 or 5 days. Not only that, if there are 280 seats, then they fill up all 280 seats with their people from Tangol, Mathara and Hambantota. That is the true story. Imagine the extent of this expenditure. Given the situation, Sri Lankan Airlines collapsed. This is a major problem for the government. It is at a point beyond recovery. This must be resolved, and in order to do this, we will have to resort to a partnership with a foreign government or with a private entity. That is the true state of affairs.